It's been a long day.
Let's get into the show. We've got 40 minutes to give the people what they want. All Vegas material, all Vegas related.
Let's go, baby. Right. So, first one is a little bit of a, I don't even know if it's a downer, but there seems to be a lot of layoffs happening in Vegas.
Oh, it is a bit of a downer, that one, man.
All the way from Allegiant Stadium, they're letting go of 1,000 odd people. Like, you know,
they're stripping the fat by the sounds of it.
Yeah,
I've
like a lot of the waitresses and all that. Do you know what I mean? And stuff like that.
I mean, it's something they've tried to keep under. Yeah.
Resorts World, you know, maybe I need to look into that further, but it just seems, you know, on the news.
It's mad. But I'll tell you what I've come to realise, and what a lot of these places have got to come to realise, is Vegas, January, February, March, not so much March because things are starting to pick up, but January and February especially, it is very dead. Like, if you're going to go to Vegas, you're not going to go in those months. So if they're laying people off based on that, then it's a shit move, really, because when it starts getting into April, May and June, they're going to be getting those people back. They're going to be going back to them with a tail between their legs, begging them to come back.
Trying to find people,
Yeah. So I don't know. I think for the sake of saving a few quid just for a couple of months, you're better off keeping them on, paying their wages, because it's going to go, from the inquiries that we've had already, for the rest of this season, it's going to be a busy year. I can usually gauge it quite well as well. So,
yeah, like I said, I mean, funnily enough, because I mentioned Resorts World as well, they're actually in a bit of trouble. Apparently they're losing like 260K daily.
Yeah,
do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
the CEO's like stepping down and that. I think Vegas Policy might have done
Vegas Policy.
Yeah, well, I think he did a bit.
We'll have to get him on the show at one point.
Yeah, man. We'll reach
Vegas
out to
Policy, you out there, bro? Get in contact. I remember I see you. When was it? But last year at the Wynn. Do you remember I sat down? We had your mate had that caviar business, and we was doing bumps of caviar like in the Wynn casino with each other. So yeah, bro. You're going to be a guest on the pod. Don't get twisted. Let's go.
But yeah, like I say, it seems like they're in a bit of trouble and stuff. But I mean, I liked Resorts World. It seemed very far off strip, but it's the same with Fontainebleau, right? But yeah, I don't know what's going on. Maybe, like you say, because it's just these sort of dead months that maybe this sort of stuff's happening.
Possibly, Brunty. But also there's a lot of open space in there. I don't know if you've been in Resorts World. Like, I really like Zouk nightclub. I really like AU Day Club. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah, I bought my cigars from there.
Yeah, within the casino area.
World.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, I went to, I think it was called the 8, something like that.
Yeah. They got some nice cigar lounge. Yeah.
Yeah, so I went in there and bought cigars and I bought a new lighter.
And like that bar, have you been to that Gatsby in there as well? Gatsby bar.
Yeah, the Gatsby's.
Really nice. But I just feel like maybe it needs a little bit more then. Yeah. There's obviously something missing. But, you know, you can't believe everything that you read and you see. You know, you don't know what's going on. But, I mean, yeah, there is a lot of open space. But, you know, like...
This is what happens, like I said, when you're just checking up on the news. And because my feed is full of Vegas stuff, it just comes to me, all of these things, you know what I mean? So I thought, well, there's at least something to touch on due to the fact that, you know loads of people out there, so do I, and it's just a scary time, I guess, for those who think, oh, am I being laid off or not? And I'm sure with like the hosts and stuff, we've had a few messages, haven't we, where they've gone, Steve, I don't know what's going on and stuff. Do you know what I mean? So
it's scary for them, but like I said, I think they will be back. It's just a case of, you know, some of the bigger wigs, if you put it that way, they're sort of looking at the top line and bottom line numbers and thinking, how can we save here? How can we save there just to get us through?
Especially with robots carrying the drinks and stuff now. Do you mean that video?
That's the way it's going. So who knows? But I suppose it won't be long before you have the robots actually dealing the cards in the casinos and stuff instead of, you know what I mean? That's the way we're going, bro.
Tesla robot,
Yeah, you can see it now.
Yeah, maybe.
Hope not, but yeah, let's try and get a positive one, bro. What we got?
Yeah, speaking of the gambling, actually, Palms is now turning their blackjack tables from the 6-5 back to the 3-2. So when you have a blackjack and it's the payout, you'd rather have a 3-2 payout than a 6-5 payout due to the percentages. So, you know, if you, for example, getting a $5 back, you'd get the 15 type thing. You'd rather have that than the other. So that's a positive for gamblers and stuff, that the Palms are starting to switch that back round. But it seems like in a lot of the other hotels, it's all 6-5, and it's the same with Roulette, they've put another 0 in, so now it's like triple roulette instead of just the double roulette. And we're used to obviously a 1 roulette and stuff for the European wheel, but yeah, that's a positive.
I've never really been much of a gambler, to be honest, but I know what's the other one down at Fremont Street? You've got the Circa Hotel, and then you've got another hotel there where they've just introduced new, not the Palms, because obviously that's the other side, but in Fremont Street. What's it called?
What's that? D or
no,
Gold Nugget?
No, a little bit further. It's between. It's like where the donut place is, opposite there. I think actually. Oh, what's his name? Stayed there when he was doing his boxing training. But anyway, we'll have to look into that one.
Into that one.
They've just announced that all the tables have been like renovated and stuff, and what's it called, man? It's gonna really bug me now, bro.
I'm not sure because
I'll have to have a look while we're chatting. But yeah, what else have we got on that?
Well, after the news of the week, I thought we'd do our nice little collaboration with Hennessy.
Oh, well, I thought you'd never ask. I was gagging for a quick drink there or a shot or something. So yeah, take it away, Brunny.
There we go. So thank you again, Hennessy, for collaborating with us and believing in VIP Vegas podcast. I'll tell you what, with our mixability and the measurements that you guys have given us with our bottles, out of the last couple of episodes, I feel like that raspberry lemonade has been my favourite.
Yeah.
Has that been yours?
I think for me, it's between the pineapple and the raspberry lemonade.
Nice.
Not to say the ginger wasn't nice, because that's a good one as well. I think it mixes very well.
It does
with a lot of different mixers.
I think that either the ginger or the pineapple juice, or obviously the Coke is the one. Well,
the Coke. That's what I mean. Because when people think of like mixing whiskey or cognac, or whatever, they think Coca-Cola.
Yeah. But
I mean, we've just proved that it's different. I think I'm not sure if it's because of this particular type of blend, like the V.S.O.P.
So do you want this one or do you want a different one?
I'll go with the raspberry lemonade, mate. Okay. Only because I didn't have a whole one of that last time. I had the
you had a sip of mine,
yeah. So big up Hennessy. Much love and respect for sending all the bottles through and all the different merchandise. It's a pleasure and an honor to have you guys on board. And obviously, like I was saying with Brunty, it's a perfect fit for the brand moving forward. So cheers. Cheers, big ears. Good bird. Freestyling it, Brunty. Come on, mate. We're meant to be portraying like.
Well, we did do the measurement of the shot last time, but
we're meant to be portraying drink responsibly.
Well,
but then we're in a controlled environment. We're all good. We're seasoned professionals at the drinking game.
This episode shortly, and then we're gonna
go
out to have a nice dinner, and then obviously we've got my birthday tomorrow. So.
Exactly. So mate, it's all good. So we're going straight in, yeah?
Well, I thought instead of diving straight into
that's the one.
Yeah.
That is the
Cheers,
one.
My friend.
That is the one, guys. Raspberry and what was that?
Raspberry lemonade, this was.
Raspberry lemonade with the Hennessy V.S.O.P, the very superior old pale cognac.
There we go. You nailed it.
It goes together like peas and carrots. Goes together like salt and pepper.
Bro.
Goes together like cheese and crackers.
He's going to keep coming out with stuff like that all night.
But I've only had a few shots, honestly.
I'll tell you what,
Go on, give me, what does it go together like, Brunty? Go on, you got to give us a couple now. Goes together like... Shirt and a tie? Shirt and a tie.
Shirt and a tie, sure. You put my brain on hold because you crack me up so much. What I was going to say is, instead of diving straight into the stories, I'd just touch on, our lovely business, our lovely brand, VIP Vegas UK. Although we're kind of mixing it up now with VIP Vegas Concierge.
Yeah.
So I just thought we'd touch on that whilst we have a bit of a measurement, because we didn't mention it on the last couple of pods, and I thought it might be quite nice just to retouch on that subject for those who don't know what we do. So we are a concierge service, and we facilitate all of your VIP needs in a day club or a nightclub. We also have the added entertainment things as well. So we have your helicopter tours, you have your gun ranges, you have the limo transfers, and then you also have strip clubs.
Strip clubs if you want to go,
that's the way you want to go. So we do all of those as well. And Steve has also briefly touched on the fact that we can get you tickets and things like that, or if you need to reach out to us for anything else, we're all only a WhatsApp away. You can skip them queues, you can pay your deposit, you don't have to pay it all up front like you do on, going through the venue and paying it all online. And Hennessy is probably going to be one of your very good viable choices for when you hit up that VIP bottle service.
And it has been, mate. It has been for many years. I mean, we've looked after thousands of clients, groups and stuff like that. And a lot of the time, clients, they want a bottle of vodka, they want a bottle of whiskey or cognac, and Hennessy's their go-to. So
this is nice and fresh as well.
Now you mix it with the raspberry or the pineapple and stuff that. It's just, it goes together really well.
I'm now picturing myself on one of the sunbeds, do you know what I mean? In Vegas.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Just chilling and having one of these would be lush.
Mate, 100%.
Can't wait to get back out there. Anyway.
Mate, it won't be too long. But the other thing I was going to say, right, is because, obviously you've presented like what we do very well, like with the concierge services and, the tables and the helicopter tours and the gun ranges and stuff like that. But it would be quite nice for us to touch on why people would book with us rather than booking online and through other channels.
Of course.
I think because that's usually a big question that we get. We sort of like get inquiries, say, okay, you guys offer this, but what's the benefit of doing that rather than online?
Of course.
So should we just go through a few?
More than happy to, because obviously I love being a part of that business, because it's, one of those services where, because it's also UK based, it's that bit of familiarity. So the fact that, like you said in a previous episode, when it's all in America, you just don't know what company is good, what company is bad, what service is good, things like that. So at least you have that element of it. Another thing as well is that when you look on the venues' websites, it has obviously the VIP table bottle service already on there for whether it's a pool party or nightclub. But it's similar to the general admission where you just have to pay everything up front.
Yeah.
So most tickets, if you were just going to go general admission and not even do the bottle table service, can range anywhere between $50 all the way up to $100, $200, depending on the artist that's there at the time.
Yeah.
And you have to pay all that up front, whether or not you're too hungover and you can't make it or whatever. Like, that's it, your money's gone, your ticket's gone.
Yeah.
So
same with the tables.
This is what I was going to touch on, is that with the table service, if you went for a $3,000, $4,000, all the way up to $10,000 plus minimum spend, you have to pay that money straight up front if you're going directly with the venue and with one of their promoters. Whereas with us, we can supply you that table service. We can supply you a little bit less of a price as well. And the fact that we give you that option, similar to how, with like a third party, or not even third party, just the airliners, if you want to book a package holiday, you just pay a deposit. We supply that service as well. So you pay your deposit with us, and then when you get to the venue and you meet your host and you meet whoever's going to be looking after you for that day, that's when you can settle up the rest of the money. So you don't have to worry about that until then. It locks you in with that event as well, because some of these events can get so busy, especially if it's a big name out there. What you want to do is make sure that you book with someone like us. You've got yourself locked in. Whatever the deposit is, let's say that it was X amount of money, you've got it shared between your 6 to 10 friends, whoever. You paid that up front, and then we take care of the rest, and obviously you can settle it when you're there on the day. Yeah.
No, it's very well put, mate. And the thing is, it's like, it's a bit different. Like with a lot of the venues and stuff, like you pay the full balance. So let's say, for example, it's a, $2K minimum spend table. By the time you paid the tax, the tip, the gratuity, everything up front, in one go, it comes out to be about, say 3,000. So there's an extra 1,000 on top for that. And if there's 10 guys in your group, for example, you've all got to find $300 to pay for that up front. Whereas when you come with us, we only really need to take like a $500 deposit to secure that. So when you divide 500 by 10, it's only $50 per person. But if you was to go online, it's 300 per person. So it's like 6 times the amount. And we basically do the same thing, but not just that, we upgrade your table as well. We'll probably get you the same location for less. So like a 1.5K minimum spend or a 1K minimum spend for the same location. So there's lots of benefits. I mean, like the queue jump stuff in itself as well. Like,
I was going to move on.
A lot of the
that,
time when you book online, you've got to join the general admission queue. Sometimes it's like half hour. Sometimes it's an hour and a half wait to get in. With booking through us, we meet you outside the venues, walk you past the queue. Granted, you've still got to do your security check or whatever and get your your security license or ID stamp. But other than that, you can just go through and enjoy your holiday rather than, queuing up for hours on end.
Also makes you look baller as well. When I've been
you
out
do
there,
look like a G.
When I've been out there hosting and I've been able to just unclip that rope and be like, yeah, come on, boys, come on in. And there's a huge queue all the way outside the club. And
everyone's like, who the fuck are these guys?
Exactly, yeah. You look very VIP when
you look like a
that.
G. And then, so there's that side to it. And then also as well, it's like, I mean, if you want to do, say, 5 or 6 events, what a lot of people do, they might do 2 or 3 nightclubs, 2 or 3 pool parties in their time. If you have to pay that all up front, and you know that 3 days in, you're hanging and you're not going to you're going to lose thousands. But with us, we can, as long as you let us know 24, 48 hours before, we can move the event for free for you, like for like, and sort of like free of charge as well, obviously to move to the next one.
We're very flexible.
But we're flexible like that. So yeah, there's lots of benefits to it really. And obviously we're with you the whole time. So, we're just like a phone call away or we're the end of WhatsApp. You can just message us any questions, any add-ons, any last minute reservations for strip clubs and stuff.
That's it.
Then we can facilitate that as well. But yeah, let's not get too selly, bro. Because I don't want to get this podcast, because it's not a sales thing, but it's just to reassure you that, like there's other ways of going about it and you probably will get a better service and you'll enjoy your holiday and have more free time. Looking for a concierge company is what I'm saying.
And to be fair,
doesn't need to be us either.
No, last couple episodes, we didn't mention it anyway. Sorry, that I just thought it would be nice, with the little Hennessy plug that we'd put VIP Vegas as well in there.
Yeah.
But anyway, story time.
Let's keep it moving, man, before people start falling asleep, bro. Yeah, because I don't want to. Yeah, I mean, when you start getting too selly, it's like. Actually, let's spice it up a little bit, bro. Yeah.
Okay.
Let's get our $500.
Oh, we want to do roulette spin. Okay.
Let's do our roulette spin. Yeah. We got plenty of time, so we're gonna go 2 balls. What number you going for, bro? This time.
Black 17.
Black 17.
Got to stick to it, brother.
Black 17. I'm going for number 7.
Did
you say 17?
17. Black 17. Come on, baby.
Number 1.
Nah.
Number 1. Red. Right,
did you even say your number, bro?
Yeah, I'm number 7.
7, yeah. I'm going to stick to those numbers, yeah.
I'm number 7, yeah, and you're number 17.
17.
Right? Black 17. I'm red 7.
717, baby.
If this comes in, you owe me 500. You know that.
I know, yeah.
And vice versa.
There you go.
Red 7. Come on.
Nah, bruv. No, don't do this to me. Oh, 35. That's 3 spaces
I'll tell
away.
you what, we'll do, because obviously we keep going, we're not getting the numbers yet. So now we'll just do a straight red or black.
Okay.
$100, straight red or black. It's all about the Benjamins, baby.
Let's do this. Red.
We're doing gambling, drinking.
Let's do it.
Right, ready?
3 and 1. Make sure you drink and gamble responsibly.
Red or black?
Guys.
Red or black?
Red.
He's going red. Black, and you owe me 100. Black, and he jumped out. What the fuck? Woo! Nah. Oh,
nice.
Mate. All right, cool. I don't think I've got enough hundreds there.
As I say, that's what happens.
Right, go for it. What are we saying, Brunty?
Right.
Let's move into the next part.
Story time.
Story time, baby.
Story time. So I don't know if you want to tell me one of yours or if you want me to dive into one of mine.
Let me think what I've not covered, man. I've said a lot of stories. I've let a lot out. But we never mention any names, guys. Remember that. We don't mention names. We don't get people in trouble, because when you book with us, what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas.
That's it.
Yeah? That's how we're rolling. So your wild times are safe with us. Don't worry.
I've thought, because today's episode is actually going to be about like money saving tips and cash and things like that. So I do actually have an ATM story we can dive into a little bit.
Don't tell me the ATM just started spitting out $100 bills at you.
Bruv, I wish.
Mate, it happens. Have you seen that? Have you seen that before?
No.
It happens, man. But then, yeah, I mean, you'd probably know a bit more that world than me, because you're in that game.
Yeah, I mean, basically what happened was these are back in the days when you had a prepaid card. So I had a prepaid card with money loaded on it because I'd run out of cash, and I thought,
I think you can still get them though.
Yeah, I think you can. I think
but it's more in the way of Revolut and Monzo. But we'll get into that.
We'll get into that.
Yeah.
So from one of the parties I was stumbling back from, because I was staying in Caesar's Palace at this point.
As you do.
As you do. And I believe I was at Encore Beach Club, and I'd sort of stayed there all day. That's another story, actually. But I came back to my hotel, and out of my complete drunkenness, I'd been there all day. You know what it's like with the pool parties.
Yeah.
Out of my complete drunkenness, because throughout the whole holiday, a bit of context, I couldn't remember the PIN to this stupid card because it's a prepaid card.
Yeah,
you can pre-order it beforehand, and then you think, oh, it's this PIN, I'll just put it as this or whatever. And you load the money on and you forget about it until you actually go. But for the whole holiday, I hadn't remembered this PIN. And obviously you can only try a certain amount of times, and then it says, no, you need 48 hours until you can try again. But in my drunkenness, in my state, I managed to put whatever code number it is, and it gave me, $300 or whatever it was, the max at the time. So, brilliant, I've got all this money. And so I started gambling more and started going on the machines and doing all this stuff. Should have been really going home to sleep at this point, or back to the hotel to sleep, sorry, should I say.
Listen, sleeping's cheating in Vegas, guys. Don't listen to Brunny, yeah?
And so then I kept going to the ATM machine, like I said, more money.
More money, baby.
More money, baby.
More money, more problems.
Because I thought I'd need more. I thought I'd need more for tomorrow.
Yeah, boy. Go on.
Then I woke up and I couldn't remember the flipping the ATM PIN number. So I've done it in my drunk state, trying to put in all this PIN number, and I've got the money out. But then when in my sober state, couldn't remember it at all. Oh
my God, yeah.
So I was like, right, so I'm going to have to get back on the beers. So my subconscious will get me drunk enough. And it just seemed that to this day, I still don't remember what that PIN number is. But whenever we started drinking, I just punched the numbers in and money appeared. So
I've got visions of like the operator or whoever that loaded card would. You phone them up and they'll be like, yeah, I forgot my PIN number. And they'll be like, what? You've actually forgot it? Well, like, well, nah. Like when I'm drunk, I can remember it.
I did have to call them. Yeah, sorry, I forgot to mention that part. Yeah, I did have to call them, and then they were a bit like, well, we can see your transactions that 10 o'clock at night here and at 11, and you kept getting money out, so you must know the PIN. I was like, listen, my friend, I don't know what the number is.
My friend.
So, but yeah, that's a small little story of.
But you know what? Whilst you're on that though, Bronny, let's give the viewers a bit of value, because obviously we've both been going Vegas for over a decade now.
Yes.
So and we've experienced the whole changing up money, putting money on loaded cards, doing this, doing that. So we're in a good position to tell the viewers the best way of going about it now.
Yes.
Yeah. So shall I go in, or do you want to go for that and just give people what would you say?
Let me just quickly touch on one subject that I wanted to go into, which you did say in the previous episode, which was the cash in the envelopes. As a nice little money hack.
That is a good. It depends though, because it means that you have to sort of structure your trip and your days, and it can restrict you a little bit. If you want to go heavy and your envelopes like run dry, it's like you're restricting the fun and the rest of that
this
day.
Is it, but it can help.
Can help to budget, 100%. It can help to budget, but like I said in the previous episode, like I'm not that guy to do it that way, because I prefer to see how we get on. And if I do go heavy for a few nights, I'd rather rein it in for the other few. But with the envelope trick or the envelope strategy, it's not really like that. It's like you get a certain amount per day, but you can carry it over. Obviously.
Oh, completely. But I also like using the envelope, so I've kept track of what day I've spent the cash, because obviously you can tap the card all day out there, but it helps with the cash side of things. And also what I do as well is I have like a wins envelope, so every time if I do go to a machine or a table and I win something, I'll put it in that wins envelope, so that money doesn't get touched. Whether I've lost or won doesn't matter. Whatever goes in there stays in there until the end of the trip. But coming back to the ATM things again as well, there's two ATMs I would recommend to go to people if you do need to get more cash out. Because if you go into the casinos and the hotels, their charges for the ATMs are like $12 plus.
Ridiculous. And
Yeah.
obviously for the bank holidays, they put the price up even more. So you're talking sort of like the Cinco de Mayo's and Memorial Day weekend, Independence weekend,
Yeah.
Labor Day. Like these weekends, they tend to put the fees up. So just bear that in mind as well.
Exactly.
Because, yeah, I mean, people always get caught short. I mean, you can go to the cashiers and ask them to do a charge on your card. Sometimes that works out a better rate than actually taking money from the cash points.
Yeah, I think it just depends on where you are, what you want the money for and things like that. But easy ones for me, like I said, 2 ATMs that I've used in the past, they're pretty cheap. They're like $3.
Yeah.
There's one at the Casino Royale. There's a very cheap ATM in there. And then there's also
but let's
the
be
Hard
honest,
Rock
bro.
Cafe.
Let's be honest.
So-
Where is Casino Royale though?
It's a fair,
It's going to cost you more to get there than it is to take the money out on the strip.
But it has $3 beers in there, so you can have a beer and all that.
You can save yourself money that way if you get flat out on the beers. But it's off the strip, guys. Put it that way. Yeah, I mean it's worth doing it that way if you know you're gonna be there for a few hours.
Yes,
but I mean just to go there to take money out, it's probably not worth it.
No, but I would just say if you do need like cash instead of, it depends. If you don't care and stuff, you can just do the one in the hotel. But yeah, if you do want to try and keep that to a minimum, you may as well go to one of those ATMs because there isn't any free ones, guys. Me and other influencers and plenty of other people know that it's very difficult to try and get a free one.
It is difficult. But yeah, what I would generally suggest, right, with the whole money changing up thing, like back in the day, it used to be a case of going into Tesco, giving them, I don't know, a few £1,000 in English and then getting the dollars and actually getting bent over on the commission that they get. So those days are gone now. Obviously, where you've got Revolut cards and you've got Monzo and you've got X, Y, and Z, you can basically get these cards. Revolut is a good one.
I have Revolut and I like that as well.
So you can put the money on there, and it's this not just for Vegas, but this is globally.
Yeah.
You can just change the money up into the local currency, withdraw in the local currency, spend in the local currency, so you don't actually get those transaction fees.
Yes.
So yeah, Revolut's really good, but also another one is really good, and it's worth the transaction fees, is the American Express.
Yep.
Because with the American Express, obviously, whatever you spend, you get points back, and then those points can be used for flight upgrades, for holidays here, for certain like benefits and whatever.
Yeah, it's nice, yeah.
So yeah, I mean, if you're a group, or you're a stag do or whatever it is, like, and you're coming out to Vegas. And you're going to be spending a lot of money within the group at the venues, it would probably be worth you transferring the money into one account in the UK, putting that money onto a Revolut, or putting that money onto an American Express, spending on that card, and then collecting the points, or avoiding the big transaction fees.
Yeah.
So that's generally what we say, and that's probably the best way of doing it, and that's really how we do it now.
Yeah, I was going to say, make sure you definitely, if you're doing a transaction out there, that you pay in the currency there.
Yeah.
Because sometimes it comes up on the card machine, it goes, would you like to pay in dollars or pounds? And people are like, well, which one do I choose? I'm from the UK. Always select dollars because, like you say, with the charges and stuff like that. And also the rate as well.
Yeah, but the thing is, it's not so bad. Like if you're going to, I don't know, Denny's for a breakfast in the morning and it's like $20, the transaction fee is not going to be that bad.
No.
But we have guys that go into, Omnia nightclub or Hakkasan or Encore Beach Club. They're doing like $20,000, $30,000. The transaction fee adds up on those sort of transactions. So yeah, it's always best to try and pay in the local currency, or pay it on something like an American Express, so you can get the $20,000 or $30,000 points worth for that.
Yeah, especially if it's
that'll get you a free flight next time.
I was gonna say, especially if it's your card, you can just get your boys or your girls or whoever, what group you're with, tell them to give you the money, ping it over to you, or give you the cash, and then when you're paying for the table or the dinner or the this, that, and the other, you rack up the points.
Exactly that.
Another one I wanted to discuss was actual resort credit. So if you've got the players card, if you're a member of MGM Rewards or Caesars Entertainment or Caesars Rewards, you can start racking up like resort credit due to the fact that you keep going there and spending money and stuff. So you can then use that for your food, for your breakfast, for paying for drinks, things like that. Another little way as well, if you are a part of them, rewards program is you can charge stuff to the room. So the more you charge stuff to the room, the more points you accumulate, and then the more they can like take off of your bill or give you something at the end when you come to pay. So that's another little like hack.
That's a very good one, Brunty, actually, because a lot of people don't realize that. Like the more you spend in Vegas, like again, if, for example, I'm just using this as an example, right? If you was to do a 20, 30, 40,000 pound minimum spend at Hakkasan Group or, you know, Omnia again, or XS, you know, they've all got their own rewards programs. If you was to put your card down, let's say the M Life with the MGM stuff, or you know, you put that down, then the amount of points and comps, they call it, that you get on that card, you can use that probably to pay for the food for the whole group for the rest of your trip, just off the back of the amount of points you've accumulated based on that transaction or that wild night you had. Don't think like the next day, because you've had that wild night and you spent all that money, you shouldn't have to pay for food and other little bits and bobs and breakfast and lunch. Like moving forward, you will be able to get, but again, sometimes it takes a while for them to process the points. That's the only thing I would say. Like, it doesn't happen overnight. No. Sometimes you have to wait for 2 or 3 days.
But that's why I say sometimes if you charge to your room, a lot of especially in MGM, they'll say, oh, just tell us your room number, and they can just charge it all there. Yeah. The only disadvantage to that, obviously, that you have to be mindful of is when you're talking about all these extra taxes, all the tip stuff and things like that. Depending on how much you know you've been drinking, you might not know what is then being charged to your room. At least if you're paying there in the venue with your card, you know exactly what it is, because it tells you on the screen. Whereas if they say, charge it to the room, it's, I don't know, 1362 or whatever is my room number, then all of a sudden you're like, oh, wow, that bill was a bit bigger than I thought. And then what are you going to do? Because you've got your flight to get home to and stuff, because you're doing it all at checkout. You're not going to go back to the venue, are you, to try and have a dispute? So that's the only disadvantage.
That's the thing. So you've got to sort of like, and obviously it's down to the individual, Obviously, if you're a bit of a lunatic, right, you're probably better off. If you're a bit of a lunatic when it comes to, you know, drinking and partying and stuff like that, and you do sort of like, you know, you like the red mist descends, like you're better off just changing up the money in cash before you leave. Don't worry about Revolut taking out cards with you. Don't worry about taking American Express, because you know, if you're one of those people, you could end up waxing your whole like limit and card. So it's just down to preference. But on the whole, the best way to do it is put the money onto a Revolut, or, you know, spend with an American Express card.
A cool little one as well that I don't know if many people know about is it's called the My VIP app now. It's called the My Vegas app.
You love this shit, bro. I'm not about you. Fucking love it, bro.
I'm Mr. Brunty Vegas for a reason.
I know, man. But come on, bro. We've got
but we're also going to then go into your story, because we actually skipped a little bit of story time. I need to hear this story of the suitcase. The guy losing the money.
Oh, yeah.
But what I will say about the app is that it's basically a free app you can download. You can play these slots for free, and then
you spend your whole life playing these slots, and then
I just leave one in the background. Do you know what I mean? I'll leave one in the background. You can accumulate all these points, and then you can only choose 3 to 4.
Points do mean prizes, guys. Points do mean prizes. Yeah.
But once you've racked those up enough, then you can use it to get money off food. You can get a free comp night. You can get money off show tickets. So it's a good one to just look into, but it's only MGM only. But a little plug into there. But I thought, tell me about this suitcase story, because we've only said the one ATM story from me.
Do you know what? Going into that, and it's sort of like, it's counteractive of what I've already said about changing up money if you're a lunatic. This guy was a lunatic. Because he was a lunatic, he changed up a load of money.
Right.
But just his luck, and his luck's a little bit like mine, I don't really get much of it. So like, he changed up all the money and he left it in an envelope in his suitcase.
Right.
And obviously the suitcase didn't make it to Vegas. So he literally...
Was it a direct flight, or was it connecting?
I think it was a connecting flight, So that's another reason. Like, when you get connecting flights, be a bit careful, because don't get me wrong, 99% of the time it's cool.
Yeah.
But there is that 5 or 1% of the time where it can just things can go missing.
Yeah.
And like there's a bit of a delay in getting the luggage due because it gets left behind or whatever else. It's happened quite a few times, you know, as we've been operating. So anyway, yeah, this guy, like, he didn't have no clothes, no money. So like his mates had to help him out basically. And yeah, on that particular occasion, his luggage never appeared.
No,
so
like never ever. Like the suitcase is still in the wind.
It's done, bro. It's gone. Like everyone was just helping him out. I remember I even bunged him a few quid. Like I just felt bad for him because obviously not everyone just, you know, they think, oh, I'm going to go Vegas next week and then book it. Most people save up for months on end.
Oh yeah.
So he was building up to this trip, and then like pretty much the worst thing that could happen to you happened to him. All of his money and all of his clothes didn't make it.
Touch wood, that don't happen when we bloody go
have we
out,
even
bro.
got wood in here, bro?
This is a wood table.
Is it?
It's a black wood table, yeah, but it's wood.
I thought it was metal, but yeah. All right, touch wood, it don't happen, and touch wood, it hasn't happened to me yet.
Yeah, same. Yeah.
But you know, just bear that in mind. What I would have done if I was him is I would have took half in my hand luggage and then half in the luggage. But
also, as a good little note for those who do want to bring cash, is that you can only have about a 10 grand limit in cash.
Yeah, that's the other thing to bear in mind.
Otherwise, they may ask you to declare it through customs and stuff.
Is that 10 grand in English or 10 grand in dollars? It's probably dollars.
So it's dollars, yeah. So if you're going out there, 10 grand dollars in cash.
If you're coming back, 10 grand English.
Yeah. Because obviously if you've won or whatever. But yeah. So anything above that limit cash-wise, then yeah, they're going to ask you to declare through the customs and stuff. Mm-hmm. But yeah, as another little money hack tip.
Yeah. The Money Hack Show.
The Money Hacks.
So instead of Money Hacks with Martin Lewis, it's Money Hacks with Stephen Brunty. We'll have to get our own fucking BBC One show.
The thing I'd also look out for, like Steve said, about people saving their money up and stuff before their trip is just watch that graph, watch the pound to dollar ratio and stuff, because I have a few people even reaching out to me, like say friends, clients of ours, and they say, oh, it was 127 and now it's 130, but now Trump has said this, so now I don't know if it's gone back down to 129. I'm like,
but that's why the Revolut. That's why it say. Don't get me wrong though. Like with the Revolut, it gives you in sort of real time what the value is there and then. So you could potentially get to Vegas and be like, oh man, a month ago it was this.
Yeah.
But you just have to. It swings and roundabouts. Do you get what I mean? I tend to just not really look at that.
I was gonna say
because it's like anything. You could look at crypto and be like, oh, Bitcoin was 100 grand last month.
Yeah.
Now I think Bitcoin's sitting at like 65, 69 grand.
This is it.
So it's like, you know what I mean? It's just, it swings and roundabouts really.
No point in dwelling on like the past of what it was and stuff.
What
you may as well just
maybes.
Focus on the present type thing.
That's it, mate.
But yeah, cool. I think we're good to wrap up if you want to.
Are we?
Yeah, I think that's all
I was
done.
enjoying this one, Bronny. But yeah, I mean, follow the VIP Vegas pod on Instagram, at Stevie J UK on all the socials.
Brunty Vegas on all socials as well. Thank you very much for listening to the VIP Vegas podcast.
Thanks very much for listening, guys. Yes.
Take care.
Take it easy, and we'll see you on the next one.
Woo! Done.